Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks very much for joining us for our weather forecast going into the weekend. And spring is certainly here. We've got a very messy, chaotic weather pattern that is seeing highs and lows move across both nations, Australia and New Zealand, bringing a good variety of weather. And variety is not a bad word. It does mean that rain falls in pretty much all of the regions, not just in the same place over and over again. And so we've got a bit of variety coming in with this large area of high pressure out to the west and to the south, and low pressure across Australia and building out in the Indian Ocean and heading our way still. So we've got westerlies at the moment around New Zealand, but over in Australia, low pressure driving in subtropical winds, more rain, more thunderstorms. There were over 650,000 thunderstorms or lightning strikes yesterday in this corner of Australia, according to Weather Zone, which is pretty amazing. So let's take a look at the windy weather coming in later on for Thursday for the northern part of New Zealand. It's nothing too major, just blustery around the Manukau Heads and the very western side of Waikato, around coastal areas where it might gust just into gale force for a time as we go through later today. Okay, tonight's temperatures below average in many places, except for that one little area I was talking about. That'll be normal for this time of the year, but for the most part, the North Island is below average tonight and a large portion of the South Island. But notice how the lower part is about average. There's no colour there. The green is just the satellite. So that means it's normal temperatures for this time of the year. And that's because a warmer airflow is moving into Southland. And look what happens as we go through Friday. You see those temperatures lifting up above average during Friday afternoon. Northern New Zealand will take a little bit longer to get that warmth, but it starts in the south and slowly those westerlies warm up eastern and inland parts of the North Island as well. So Friday looks like this. High pressure nearby, the light winds, the clearer skies help for making a cooler night tonight, and the cold front, that's the leftovers of it, so it does fall apart as it moves north tonight. Just a few light showers really for some areas. Then you've got the westerly winds starting to develop, and when you track the origins, they're coming from well north of New Zealand. So that's why we're seeing a warmer than average Friday on the way. And look at all the low pressure still stuck around Australia, but the bulk of the rain moving out to sea, except for maybe Hobart and Brisbane, where it is looking fairly wet. And Perth has another system coming in from the Indian Ocean. So rain across Australia, a little bit of rain coming in for the Perth side. Most of that comes in a little bit later, but this is the next 2 days. And the bulk of the rain, as I just mentioned, around Brisbane, that's where you're likely to get around about 30-35 millimetres of rain over the next 2 days. That's not too problematic. Okay, Saturday, the 2nd of October, high pressure in charge of the North Island, but its placement brings down the subtropical winds. That's what you're seeing all down there. And then they curve in and come through as maybe a sou'wester. But it's coming out of the subtropics as a sou'wester locally in New Zealand. So it will be a little bit mild as we go through Saturday. A little bit, not overly hot, but just you'll feel that warmth in the air. Low pressure from Australia finally drifts out to sea. Most of the main centres are drying out, and then that windy westerly from Perth starts to push in further across Australia. So by Sunday, it's a bit of a change. We've got high pressure from the northeast of New Zealand down across us and down to the Southern Ocean. That's a low-placed high pressure system, very southern focused one, and then we've got low pressure all for the rest of the map. So this is what I mean by it's a bit chaotic and messy as we go through into next week. And to be honest with you, this high is quite an interesting one because it's driving down air from up here in Brisbane, so Queensland, down across New Zealand, down the Southern Ocean, and straight into Antarctica. So that's going to create in Antarctica a localized heat wave. It heat wave's got to be 5 days with above average temperatures. It may not be 5 days, but certainly above normal temperatures as northerlies feed straight into Antarctica. Normally it's the other way around. Normally it's a southerly coming through. So certainly some interesting weather as we go through the next few days and into the start of next week. That is all from me. Don't forget our Climate Watch video is out later today. That will be taking a look at the climate trends, the weather trends as we go through into October, and a sneak peek hopefully for the rest of this year as well. There's a little bit of a talk of La Nina. It's been the same chatter from the start of this year, showing some chances of a weak La Nina, but nothing too major just yet. We will certainly keep you up to date, and there'll be more information in the Climate Watch update. But that is all from me. Keep cool till after school. We'll see you tomorrow.